What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Geeky Georgia Fitness, and in this short video I just want to talk a little bit about a question that I get asked often at the gym. And to some of you it might be a simple question, to others it may not, but this question might be a little more complex than people bring it out to be. Okay, so the question is, when do I take my protein shake? Is it in the morning, before my workout, during my workout, after my workout, before sleep? And there's a couple of factors that play a role in that. Like, for example, what's your budget? Do you have enough money to buy enough protein to take it once, twice, 3 times, even 4 times? I know people that take that shit 6 times a fucking day. But we know that for a certain amount of body weight, you need a certain amount of calories, for maximum recovery after a workout. For example, the formula is kind of like 1 gram of protein per 1 lb of body weight. So if you weigh 180 pounds, you're gonna take in about 180 grams of protein. That's the idea. And carbs and fats also play a role, huge role in recovery actually. But let me not get into that and just talk about when to take your protein shake. Now in this video I just want to talk about 3 other things, hormones called cortisol, glucagon, and growth hormone. And what these hormones do is they try to maintain a certain amount of glucose in your blood, okay, called homeostasis. Glucose is also sugar. All carbs are sugar. All carbs are broken down into glucose, aka sugar. And when you work out, you get depleted of this carbs, glucose, okay? However, you're never gonna completely be depleted of glucose because your body's always trying to maintain a certain level of homeostasis in the body. So once you're depleted of carbs, not completely though, but once you hit that point where your body's not gonna break down any more carbohydrates for energy, then hormones like cortisol, growth hormone, and glucagon, which is secreted usually in times of stress, for example, intense workouts, such as squats that include multiple joints to bring you through that range of motion for you to do a squat, or like intense cardio that puts a lot of stress on your body, things like that secrete these 3 hormones. So getting back to what I was saying, once your carbs are depleted to a point where your body's not going to use carbs anymore, these 3 hormones work to break down fats that are stored as adipose tissue in your body. They start breaking down fats for energy to spare the glucose in your body, to maintain that homeostasis. Okay? Now, going back to what I was saying, when do you take your protein? Well, it kind of also depends on your goal. Like, what is your goal? Is your goal to just mainly, pack on weight and muscle, and you're not concerned, about fats at the moment? You're just bulking up, trying to put on some size. All right, cool. You have your workout. Immediately after your workout, you have a protein shake, something like a whey isolate that's gonna break down quickly to target the broken down tissues in your work after you post workout. Okay. Now let's say it's summertime and you're cutting down, you want to see some fucking abs. It's time, well, when do you take your protein? So like I was saying, when you work out, your body's gonna secrete these 3 fucking hormones through your endocrine system, endocrine gland controlled by hypothalamus, anterior pituitary gland, things like that. Okay, so after you work out, these 3 hormones are secreted. You're depleted of carbs, glucose. Your body's gonna start using up the fats in your body, breaking down fats for energy to spare glucose levels in your body, because you will never again be depleted fully of glucose. Okay, so if you want to burn some fat, for example, this is what I do. I'm cutting down now, I want the abs to come out. It's close to summertime. you wait about 30 minutes for cortisol, growth hormone, glucagon to do their thing, to start breaking down fats in your body for energy, okay? And then boom, you have your protein shake in about 30 minutes. Now, why do I say 30 minutes and why do I not say, hey, in about an hour, 2 hours? So that way cortisol, growth hormone, glucagon could break down a whole lot of fucking fat and turn that into energy. Well, the bad thing about these three hormones, glucagon and cortisol more than growth hormone, is that they also eventually start to break down protein for energy, again, to spare the glucose in your body, you know, to maintain that homeostasis. You never again will ever be depleted fully of glucose or carbohydrates. So your body will eventually start breaking down fats for energy to spare the glucose, and then your body might potentially and eventually will start breaking down protein if it needs to for the source of energy. So that's why you do not wait too long to take your post-workout protein shake. You wait about 30 minutes. If you're cutting, you let cortisol and growth hormone, glucagon to do their thing. Start burning some fats, start shedding some fats, and then you take your protein meal. Now that's only if you're cutting. Again, if you're bulking up, if you're trying to bulk up, you know, you take it immediately after your workout. Now keep in mind that just protein after your workout is not gonna build muscle. You know, people always focus on protein, muscle. No. If you're in a calorie deficit, what that means is that the amount of calories you're taking in at the moment is making you lose weight, calorie deficit, then you're most likely not building muscle, unless you're a beginner, which is possible, but very difficult. And unless you're genetically gifted, of course, or, you know, using anabolic steroids. So getting back to my point, after if you're bulking up, make sure you're not just taking protein after your workout. You supplement some carbs into it, okay? And there's things like dextrose, you know, that will spike your insulin levels up right after a workout and start shoving all the amino acids, you know, all the amino acids and glucose, are replenishing energy levels in your body while bringing all the protein straight to the, you know, broken down muscle tissue fibers to start, you know, the repair process. And, you know, that's a whole nother topic, you know, insulin and how that works, and, you know, how much carbs do I need after my workout. This was, you know, just a short video about, you know, protein and when to take it, and then these three other hormones that play a role in, you know, body fat and maintaining your glucose homeostasis in the body and things like that. But hey, don't take my fucking advice for it. Go do your own fucking research and then come back to me and say thank you, because you were fucking right. Peace out, YouTube.